なになにみんな雨のを見に来たの？うわ恥ずかしい。
人をイラつかせるのが性分の彼女はインターネットの登場でその性格をさらにこじらせました。彼女の今の大好物は炎上です。
でしょうね。
Hey everybody, welcome to another lesson of learning Japanese. Today we're going to be covering another anime line of the day from the show Hoozuki no Reitetsu, and our line is going to translate to "It's in her nature to annoy people," and with the introduction of the internet, her disposition only got worse. Currently, her favorite activity is flaming. So this might be a line that you may be able to use to describe a certain person. I do not believe we need to cover any context because I don't know, I'm pretty sure all of us can assume or imagine a scenario where we would say this line as kind of a standalone line, not really any context needed, just describing someone and how much of a troll they are, I suppose. So without further ado, let's jump into the Japanese here and break it down bit by bit to see what's going on here.
人をイラつかせるのが性分の彼女はインターネットの登場でその性格をさらにこじらせました。彼女の今の大好物は炎上です。
We start off this line with the word Hito, which is of course just going to translate to people. We have the direct object marker right after it to mark it as basically the direct object of the verb that's about to show up, which is going to be iratsukaseru, which is going to translate to make irritated. Here it is actually the verb iratsuku, which is going to translate to get irritated, but here it's conjugated into its causative form. So you're making someone irritated as opposed to get irritated yourself. What we're going to do right after that is we're going to nominalize that verb. So as opposed to make irritated, it's going to turn into making irritated. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put the particle ga right after that, and then put the noun word shoubun, which means basically nature. So far we have Hito o iratsukaseru no ga shoubun, and this is going to translate to basically making people irritated is nature. You might be asking, whose nature? Well, we're about to answer that by following along with the words right after it, which is the particle no once again, and then the word kanojo, which is going to turn this into basically a noun of a noun modification. So basically kanojo of course means girl, she, her. So then Hito o iratsukaseru no ga shoubun no kanojo is going to be girl who whose nature is to making people irritated, basically. Now what we'll do is we'll mark kanojo as the topic of the sentence with the particle wa.
人をイラつかせるのが性分の彼女は
Then we have another noun of a noun modification, interneto no toujou, which is going to be the word internet, of course, and the word toujou, which is going to translate to basically an entry. So internet no toujou is going to be basically the internet's entry, or kind of like the development of the internet, or the internet's introduction to the world, or whatever. We're going to mark that noun of a noun modification with the particle de, and that will turn into basically something like by the means of the internet's introduction, or through the internet's introduction, or with the introduction of the internet, something along those lines. Following along, we have the word sono, demonstrative adjective. That means that, so it's going to be modifying the word right after it, which is the noun word seikaku, which means personality. So sono seikaku is going to mean that personality, and we are now going to mark that personality as the direct object with the direct object marker o. Then we have the word sara ni, just means basically furthermore. It's an adverb. Then our last word is going to be a interestingly conjugated word. It's the word kojirasu, which means to make worse, but it's conjugated into kojirasemashita, and this is going to translate, or this is going to indicate the causative polite past form, and then that will translate to made worse. So girl whose disposition or nature is making people irritated made her personality even worse through the internet's introduction, or something along those lines. Hito o iratsukaseru no ga shoubun no kanojo wa internet no toujou de sono seikaku o sara ni kojirasemashita.
人をイラつかせるのが性分の彼女はインターネットの登場でその性格をさらにこじらせました。
And so if we were to literally translate this, it would sound very unnatural, like girl whose disposition is making people irritated through the internet made her disposition worse or whatever. In our natural translation, we're gonna have to tailor that around a bit and we'll get something like, it's in her nature to annoy people, and with the introduction of the internet, her disposition only got worse. So that's the main bulk of the line right there. Just for fun, we're gonna cover the line right after it as well. Kanojo no ima no daikoubutsu wa enjyou desu.
彼女の今の大好物は炎上です。
So here we basically just start with a stacked noun of a noun modification. It's basically a recursive one. There's one inside of another one. Kanojo no ima no daikoubutsu, which is gonna mean her current favorite thing to do or her current favorite activity. We see there that the ima no daikoubutsu, of course, is ima is now, and daikoubutsu means favorite activity. Usually that word would be used to like describe your favorite meal, but here it's being described as a favorite activity. But yeah, ima no daikoubutsu of course would be favorite activity right now or current favorite activity. Then we stack that into another noun of a noun modification using kanojo, which so then that'll just be basically her current favorite activity. Then we mark that nested noun of a noun modification with the particle wa. So her current favorite activity is enjyou desu. Enjyou means flaming, going up in flames, and it's used in a similar way that internet speak in English uses flaming as basically, you know, harassing, trolling. So yeah, that's basically gonna mean trolling, harassing, not literally flaming up people or something like that. And of course the sentence ends with the copula des there, and it's a very simple sentence structure. It's basically just saying this is this, her favorite activity is this. Kanojo no ima no daikoubutsu wa enjyou desu.
人をイラつかせるのが性分の彼女はインターネットの登場でその性格をさらにこじらせました。彼女の今の大好物は炎上です。
Alrighty, so that's gonna cover this line of the day. Let's review the grammar patterns that we came across. We had the causative form with the iratsukaseru. We had a bunch of noun of a noun modifications. Don't really want to go over all of them. Then we had basically another causative form, then just more noun of a noun modification. So the sentence construction with this line was pretty simple, and the main grammar patterns that showed their faces were causative form and noun of a noun modification. So hopefully you know those. Now there's nothing left to do other than to play the scene back, the clip back, and follow along with a better understanding.
なになに、みんな雨のを見に来たの？うわー、恥ずかしい。
人をイラつかせるのが性分の彼女はインターネットの登場でその性格をさらにこじらせました。彼女の今の大好物は炎上です。
でしょうね。
Alright, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Anime Line of the Day. Remember, if there were grammar patterns mentioned for this line, they'll be mentioned in the description or the pinned comment below with links to the individual lessons on them. You can also probably find them in the playlist of our complete grammar video series shown on the screen right here alongside our anime playlist. And last but not least, don't forget to try to translate the bonus line we provided. Leave your translation in a comment below. Check out our Patreon, like the video, and subscribe. With all that said and done, see you next time.